Pat, can you just sum up the emotions of coming out on top in such a brilliant test match?
Yeah, got tight there towards the end, so just elated to get over the line and win a tight one. Yeah, I thought Pakistan played really well. There was a couple of moments where we really had to fight our way back into that test match, and yeah, just a sense of satisfaction after a good test match victory.
Can you take us through the just that final 45 minutes, half an hour, like just the feeling?
I got a little bit twitchy there with about 100 runs to go, still I think 5 wickets in hand. It was the kind of wicket where you always felt like there was a little bit in it, but at the same time it felt like there was runs to be scored if the batters batted well. So yeah, I felt like Nath was in the game. There was a couple kind of half chances, didn't quite go our way. But then there wasn't a lot of seam movement for the quickies, so we kind of shifted into a bouncer plan to see how that went for a few overs, and fortunately got a wicket.
Getting the way you did in the first innings, and Josh, and very similar circumstances, second innings, like I know they were a product of some build-up, but do you kind of feel like you're onto something if you can kind of keep getting on to hit that?
I mean, potentially. There's quite a few of those wickets this game. I think it's the type of pitch where the ball's seaming in a fair bit. So, yeah, I mean, both Josh's and I strength is probably outside edge. So, getting a few through the gate's always pretty satisfying.
Can you talk through the Rizwan dismissal in particular and what happened there from your perspective?
As in, like the build up to it, or
and the actual ball itself in terms of the wrist and the delay there, I suppose.
Yeah, just thought, he's playing pretty well around the stump, so thought let's try a few bounces, set the field, see if he wanted to take it on. Fortunately here, MCG got pretty big boundaries, so you feel a little bit safer than other parts of the world. But yeah, that one just kind of shot through. I heard something, I thought it was glove, it was there or thereabouts. So I thought it was worth a review, and then, yeah, clearly off the glove strap.
And Mohammad Hafeez, who was just in the team director of Pakistan, said Pakistan played clearly better than the other team in general. At the risk of talking about another moral victory there, what do you make of that assessment?
Cool. Yeah, they played well, but yeah, glad we got the win.
You play better?
Doesn't really matter, does it? It's the team who wins at the end.
Firstly, Pat, just going on from Dan's question, he blamed umpiring inconsistency and technical, what was the term?
The curse of technology.
The curse of technology for their loss. So I just wondered what you felt about those two things.
Oh yeah, probably don't totally agree with that. I mean, it's not a perfect science, is it? DRS or umpiring or anything. Some go your way, some don't. There's a few umpires calls for both teams, so it's a game. I think it all evens itself out. I thought this game was pretty 50-50, so yeah, nothing that worried us too much.
And you took 250 wickets today, and that puts you in a pretty elite group. How does it feel to walk into that?
Yeah, I think it came up on the screen, I think maybe 10th or something on the list, which, yeah, I didn't know I was that close. So that was, yeah, pretty special company being up there. Nathan and Mitch welcomed me into their club, so look forward to those catch-ups. But no, yeah, really proud moment seeing the names that are up there that kind of alongside. I think, like I've probably said before, but achievements in Test cricket, I think the thing that's most satisfying is the longevity that it takes to hit a few of those milestones, especially after missing a few years when I was a bit younger. So yeah, it's always a nice little reminder.
You talked about winning some, losing some. What about your caught line in the morning? What was your view of that one?
Yeah, I didn't think I hit it. Obviously, went up for the referral. Yeah, I thought I missed it by a bit. So obviously something showed up on Snicko. Again, one of those ones that can go either way. Yeah, you kind of got to accept this decision.
And just on the, I suppose the fact that you found yourselves in trouble a few times in the game and were able to get out of it, like, do you look at that as sort of what high quality teams do in terms of getting out of trouble, or do you also look at it as the team can improve going ahead in terms of like consistency across a game?
Yeah, it's both. I think when teams that I've been part of, when they're at their best, the same in ODI cricket, you find a way to win. It's you can play poorly for a lot of it, or a lot of guys can't fire, but you'll have that one or two match winners that stand up and kind of drag the team back into a winning position. And I thought the way Smithy and Marshy went about it yesterday was exactly that. Two guys just stood up, and it was their moment to drag the team back into the contest, and they did. So I think there's a real trust amongst the group where everyone's just quite calm, even when things aren't going right. They know that someone else is going to go and kind of do what's needed to be done. And it just feels like in a really good place at the moment.
But when you were over in Pakistan last year, there were 3 or 4 instances where Pakistan collapsed after they lost 1 or 2 wickets. Here again, in the first inning, they lost 5 quite quickly a couple of days ago, and then sort of crumbled at the end today. Is there a sense, Hafeez also been more in some of the batting collapses, is there a sense that this Pakistani team can be caught out once you break up a partnership?
I think there's a sense with most teams, really. Like, the old adage, 1 brings 2. I think that feels the same. It's normally when a bowler's got the tail up, and it's what makes playing away from home so tough. So then you guys walking out here into foreign conditions. It always feels like once you got 1, you're not far away from a couple more.
Crash, do you have a crash?
I was going to say, this game aside, how do you feel cricket is placed technology-wise? Like the general system. I mean, you got a bad decision today. Is it working? Do you feel?
I don't know what the alternative is. I think it's pretty good. Even umpires' calls obviously a 50-50, but I think it does even itself out. I think it's as good as it can be. So I think it's good for the game. There's always going to be moments that you kind of rue, or you wish were looked at a little bit differently, or maybe the technology picked up a little bit differently. But I think it's pretty good. Yeah.
Mitch Marshall, can you only use him for 2 today? Was it just a case of the other guys were the better threats?
Yeah, 2 more than he hoped for, he said. He's totally fine. So, just a couple of times I got him to warm up, and then I think down the bottom end bowled Starkey instead of him, but he's fine.
And you mentioned Josh Hazlewood's finished with 1 for the day, but which in history is not going to be noticed much, but he bowled an amazing spell above 24 consecutive dots. How important was that spell in the context of the game?
That was huge. For a lot of the game, he was stuck down there, the bottom end into the wind. He just took that moment, he took it upon himself. That was huge. Just went up another gear, I think. Showed his class. And I think he's got Bubba's wicket a fair few times, but that one's right up the top of the list, I reckon.
Just to finish off, how does it feel to take back-to-back fifers at the MCG, but also as a team to finish off a year on this note?
Personally, I think really happy for a few reasons. Probably the one main reason is, it's best I felt like I bowled for a little while. Rhythm felt really good. Felt like good pace, good bowl. Kind of knew where my wrist was and can control the seam. Some good bounces. So I felt really happy with just how I was bowling if I didn't take wickets. And then as a team, just a huge year. All formats, a lot of success, and to top off by winning a series at home, which we pride ourselves on doing. It's pretty satisfying way to end 2023.
And just throwing forward a few days, Dave Warner's last test coming up. Who knows what's going to happen there, but do you enjoy this win a little bit more, knowing that could be the last time you guys celebrate as a team the victory?
It didn't really cross my mind, to be honest. If I'm being frank, I think every venue that we've gone to around here is kind of special, knowing it's going to be the last. Even walking off the field, acknowledging the crowd. So he's got plenty of his family in the MCG change rooms for probably the last time for a Test match here. So I think the just keep rolling on to Sydney, the Davey Circus or whatever you want to call it. But no, get up there, have a great week, celebrate it for him, like he deserves.
Was Marnus okay? He looked like he'd been shot there after that.
The knee. Yeah, no, the doctor ran out of Band-Aid, so he's all sorted now. Yeah.